What's up, party people? Last night, I watched from my personal collection The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. I love this film. It's one of my favorite films of recent years. I think it is one of Werner Herzog's best. I think it's one of Nicolas Cage's best performances. And it just makes me happy. So it's... I mean, I want to give it a 10, you know, because I love it, but it's definitely a 9 for me. I find it mesmerizing and hypnotic. I just love the film. So, you know, it's a solid 9, but you know, an emotional 10 for me. You know, I wouldn't be disappointed if you gave the film a 9, but I'd say anything lower, and you're looking for an argument from me. The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans, is about a bad lieutenant. He's a lieutenant that, well, he saves someone, and in the act of saving someone, injures his back for the rest of his life. It will affect him for the rest of his life. He lives in agony. He becomes addicted to prescription pills, along with several other substances, to help stop the pain. You know, perhaps he was, you know, a little bit corrupt before, but after his accident, well, he just goes off the deep end. But there is a murder under his watch. Actually a massacre of 5 people, and in order to solve this mystery, though everyone knows who's done it, in order to solve the crime and bring people to justice, well, he basically descends into hell, becomes the most, you know, corrupt person, you know, imaginable, but manages to manipulate everyone and eventually rise, and all the while he was trying to do the right thing and ends up doing the right thing, but at the cost of his soul. The film is disturbing in parts. It's a remake, I guess. It's based on a novel, I believe. I'm not 100% certain on that. But it was originally made in the early 90s, maybe 94, by Abel Ferrara, with Harvey Keitel. I have seen pieces of that film, never in its entirety. I was too young to rent it. The video store would not let me rent it, so I've never, you know, officially seen the original. But I absolutely love this film, which I guess again is a remake, though I think they would prefer, like, the term reimagining. I don't see how the original could be better. I know that it's different, and I remember what I remember of the film was disturbing, especially at my young age. But I don't remember it being near as captivating as this. Stars Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes. They're on the box there. It's also got Val Kilmer, Exhibit. Who else is in there? Brad Dourif, Jennifer Coolidge. A couple other... Oh, Michael Shannon. There's just character actors all around, and Exhibit. You know, Nicolas Cage has had some tax problems, some financial problems, and it's led him, you know, to say yes to pretty much every script that is put in front of him. And sadly, that has kind of made him a punchline, because he makes a lot of movies, and a majority of them are, you know, bad. There's some straight-to-video stuff, but a lot are, you know, pretty bad. But the upside to saying yes to everything is occasionally you get to make a movie like this. And maybe, perhaps he wouldn't have said yes, you know, otherwise. It would have gone to a different... I can't, you know, imagine anyone else doing it. This, as Nicolas Cage goes, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, then, I mean, you most likely have already seen this, but you need to see it. It's required viewing. You know, there's Leaving Las Vegas. I guess Moonstruck, you know, as his great performances. But, you know, I really think Bad Lieutenant, I think, kind of takes the cake for me. I mean, even in Leaving Las Vegas, I mean, you can't denounce Leaving Las Vegas. There's, you know, he won an Oscar for that, and deservedly so. But I'd say this is its equal, you know, at least. But, you know, he's just... he's absolutely insane. You know, there's a picture from the back of the box, and that should tell you something. You know, actually, that should tell you all you need to know. He's just fantastic in the film. He's just absolutely mesmerizing. Again, he is as hypnotic as the film itself. The film is very surreal. Lots of kind of what I'll call meditative moments where, you know, nothing is really happening and you're just listening to a piece of music or even just some abstract sounds and just kind of staring off into space or at an animal, and it just gives you a while to think about the story, and it really just kind of puts you in his mindset, I feel, because again, he's basically on every upper available, drug upper available, and some downers, and when he accidentally takes some downers, he has to take a massive amount of uppers to counteract that. So he's constantly fueled by chemicals. He never sleeps. I think at one point in the film he says, in the last 3 days I've had an hour and a half of sleep. So it really just kind of gets you in the mindset of this character, and how you can see how he would just be blank for a while. Again, it's directed by Werner Herzog. I can't remember if he made Rescue Dawn before or after this. I thought it was before, but because I want to say this is his last, you know, storied film. Werner Herzog is one of our great, if not the great, documentary filmmaker. So I think he's made at least 4 documentaries since Bad Lieutenant. So, I mean, again, he's primarily known as a documentary filmmaker, but he does make linear story films. And they're usually very good. Again, I would just call Werner Herzog one of our great directors. He doesn't really do bad stuff. He'll make, you know, uncompromising stuff. He'll do stuff that maybe you don't understand, but I think you would be wrong in calling it bad, because it's definitely not bad. The colors are gorgeous. I mean, everything about this film. I mean, I can't think of anything bad to say. Well, I guess I can think of one thing, and it's. I pretty much. I think this is the 5th time I've watched the film. I saw it in the theater. I believe I saw it in the theater twice. It's been a while. This was released in 2009. So it's been a bit, but I saw it twice in the theater. Rented it pretty much as soon as it came out. I don't think I think I have watched it since I bought it, so I'm pretty sure this was my 5th viewing of the film last night. And I finally noticed that at one point, Eva Mendes's character goes to rehab. And they even say, Frankie, her character, isn't here, she's gone to rehab. And in the next scene, she's there. So I was just like, what? But I hadn't noticed that before. You know, I finally noticed that after 5 times watching it. So I don't know what that was about, if, you know, maybe they, you know, forgot and edited a different scene in later. But whatever, it was just like, they said she was gone, and now, you know, she was just back in the next scene. So that's literally the only thing I can think of that, you know, to even slightly complain about. I thought it was gorgeously shot. The cinematography is beautiful. Again, very kind of surreal. There's lots of bright colors, looking into light. It goes with the hypnotic feel of the film, both with the direction, the way the camera moves, Cage's performance. It all just adds up very nicely. It's a focused work of art. I guess the only thing I want to mention is Val Kilmer. You know, we don't get to see Val Kilmer much anymore. He's, you know, getting into a lot of stage work. He's a great actor. He's a tremendous actor. I think, you know, kind of like Nicolas Cage, he's uncompromising. I thought it was interesting to see them together. The only thing I want to talk about his character, and it's so good to see him in the film, and I think I may have mentioned this in a previous review. I kind of feel that his character doesn't exist. I don't really ever think that Val Kilmer's character interacts with another character besides Nicolas Cage's. He never has a conversation with Nicolas Cage while other people are in the room, well, except for if there is a victim. You know, if there is a soon-to-be victim, then they'll have a conversation. But basically, he talks to Val Kilmer when no one else is around. And Val Kilmer's character always wants to do the wrong thing. Always wants to be bad. And so I kind of think that he doesn't exist, and that he is yet another hallucination of Nicolas Cage's character, and that he is there to say, okay, let's do bad, you know, let's kill this guy, where Nicolas Cage is going, you know, no, I shouldn't do that. So again, there's nothing like really there to support my claim, but and Val Kilmer's only in the film in maybe 3-4 scenes tops. He's not in the film that much, but it always seems when he is providing, you know, he's the bad cop to Nicolas Cage's good cop, and you know that Nicolas Cage's cop isn't good. So I don't know, I just get that feeling that Val Kilmer's character is Cage's imaginary friend, or evil personified. Just something I thought about. I love the film. I don't really know what else to say. I hope you've seen it. I think it's one of the better films of the last decade. I think it's one of Werner Herzog's best, if not his best. I think it's Nicolas Cage's best performance, with the exception of Leaving Las Vegas. It's just a fantastic film, and I just really wanted to watch it. You know, Killer Joe has got me in this kind of balls out, insane performances. So I just had to watch it again, and again, it makes me happy, and so I wanted to feel happy. So there's The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. you know, it's a personal 10 for me. I love it. Thank you very much.